Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the show tonight is my mate Bridgeman and one of the stars of Rangers Radio. Yes, the stars of Rangers Radio, our Linda. How we doing, Linda? How we doing, Bridge?
Evening, Oxchair. Evening, Bridgeman. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all well.
Can I just say a massive good evening to you guys on the panel? A huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. We can't wait for the European tie. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
One sleep. I don't know if you're managing that with a 6 o'clock kick-off, Bridge.
My wife says to me, she wants to give me a light meal, or an earlier meal, shall we say. But tonight, but she'd forgotten it's actually tomorrow night, you know. So I got off flummoxed. So she ended up throwing it at dinner at me, that was it.
Not the first time that's happened, is it?
No, it's not. No, it is not. She's a good aim on her too, I'll tell you.
How are you, Linda?
I'm very well, Ox, thanks. Another great week for Rangers.
Oh.
Isn't it? It just gets better and better.
The 55th day of the year. And what happened?
Yes, something very significant. Well, really is it? But I don't know.
Another house in that deck of cards, I think, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And 55 days of the year, Neil Lennon walks away. Yes. Love it.
No, like us, we don't do walking away, do we?
We do not.
No.
It's one of the great statements of the years. Those what we don't do walking away.
My heart bleeds. My heart bleeds. If I'm being honest, I'm really honest, I think Scottish football will be better without the guy. I think he's a poisonous individual.
He's full of poison. Absolutely. He's the one.
Agreed.
He's the one, and there's a few others with him, including their Lowell. As far as I'm concerned, they reignited the sectarian side of things in Scottish football. They reignited it, and I'll never forgive them for it anyway. You know.
Mm-hmm. They played a card that's ultimately failed. Bridge ultimately failed. The Rangers supporters have galvanised, stuck like glue, got some stronger, put their shoulder to the wheel, and guided by the people at the top of the club. We're back, Linda. Anyway, Linda, we've no spoke to you. It was a beautiful Sunday, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. And I quite liked the piece of music that was played at the end of a certain game on Sunday. It was just fantastic. Our great victory against Dundee United. It was a wee bit of a shaky first 25 minutes, wasn't it, Ox? But, you know, once we got a hold of the ball, we started to play some really good football, scored some terrific goals again. And obviously that was on the back of the European game against Antwerp, which was a complete roller coaster. I don't know about you guys, but we had spoken last week about how the fact that we were getting back to European football, and I think I had said that I was looking forward to, you know, a wee nice break.
Game.
Yes, I know, and a nice break from the league, sitting back, relaxed, nice and relaxed, no pressure. Well, that went out the window after about 10 minutes.
Is there any truth in the rumour that you were putting vodka in your Prosecco?
Oh, absolutely. It was Bridgeman's blood pressure tablets I was needing by the end.
Shameless, by the way, shameless.
Oh, honestly,
by the way, Bridge, don't think it's not the first time she's done it. Don't be fooled. My spies are everywhere.
Okay, it was a great game to watch, wasn't it? When you think about, you know, the end-to-end action, but a slightly sort of less dramatic game tomorrow night might be on the agenda, hopefully.
Yeah. Bridge can you handle it? going back to what we never said on here. We never gave a shout out. I don't know, Bridget. So if Linda's not making the noise and I'm not making the noise, it must be you, right?
Talking about you there. What were you saying?
I said if Linda's not making the noise and I'm not making the noise, it must be
was
you.
Me moving something about there, pal.
Right. So Linda, we never gave a shout out on here to the boy Jordan White who scored the goal. And I'm going to tell you something. I know, but a player for another team scores a goal. It's nothing really to do with Rangers. But what I will say is, fair play to the boy. He nailed his colours to the mast, didn't he? And he let the whole world know he was a Rangers supporter. Here.
Absolutely, well done, young man. And it was, it was a terrific goal, and you've got to give them a bit of credit for that. They stuck to their guns, and absolutely, I'm quite happy for people to do that. For quite a number of years there, Ox, we never really heard anything about, people supporting Rangers and players from other clubs, but there was plenty of it going on in terms of another team in the city. So, yeah, I would absolutely commend them for that. Well done.
Yeah, and the DJ.
Brilliant. The DJ should get a special award for that.
Player of the month. Right, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a wee plan here. We'll hear from your manager, Stephen Gerrard, MBE, his press conference for the tie. Bridgeman, if that's something all right with you, yeah? Bridge?
Absolutely superb, yes, please.
And then we'll open the phone lines, Linda. How's that grab you?
Absolutely fantastic, Ox. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Right, okay. I know Fox was speaking to Fox today. Saying, "Wait here, this was the line of the day, Bridge. What? I've got fillet steak with my tea. Fillet steak I've got for my tea. I'm a bit fed up with it." The Fox. That was his line of the day.
He's fed up with fillet steak.
Fillet steak. Different world that man lives in.
Definitely. High Burnside is very rich, very rich.
Different world. Anyway, get yourself on mute and we'll hear from your manager, Stephen Gerrard, MBE.
Hi, Stephen. First, can I just get your reaction to this morning's news about Neil Lennon obviously leaving Celtic?
Well, look, I mean, I can't say I'm surprised because obviously what's been going on over there. But I obviously take no personal satisfaction from seeing that news to Neil or to any fellow manager that happens to. So I wish him well for the future. Only really found out about it this morning. But obviously the focus for me sitting here right now is obviously on the game tomorrow.
Last week was quite an open match with Antwerp. Do you anticipate tomorrow night being something similar, or do you think that given they don't really have a lot of room for manoeuvre now, they may try and keep it tight and maybe see if they can get something from a set piece or whatever and keep it live going into the last 15 minutes?
Well, to be honest with you, I can only really tell you how I think we're going to approach it. I don't really know what the opposition are going to do in terms of their manager's tactics or their game plan. Obviously, the scoreline sits how it is in terms of the advantage we've got. But we certainly won't be going in with that mentality. We see this as a fresh game. We certainly want to improve on our performance from a defensive point of view. We want to be a lot more tighter and a lot more difficult to play against. But having said that, we still want to carry a threat and we want to try and score as many goals as we can. We're at home. We're not going to sit and wait and protect. We're going to treat this game in isolation and go for the win and be really aggressive and bold in how we play, because this is our home and we want to show everyone how difficult it is to play against this team when they come to Ibrox.
Morning, Stephen. Obviously, with Antwerp being behind, do you imagine they're going to come and be a bit more on the front foot? Could that play into Rangers' advantage going into the second leg?
We'll have to work it out. We'll have our own game plan and the players will have our own way about going things, and we'll see how Antwerp's set up. But the players are going to have to be clever. They're going to have to be aware of Antwerp's game plan, and I think that'll be in the opening stages. We'll see whether they come and press us and get after us. If they do, we'll try and utilise the space behind them, and we'll try and play through that press and do whatever we can. And we'll also be ready if they, come with a little bit more of a cagey approach. We have to adapt on the job and be ready for whatever's thrown at us. But we'll make sure that the players are prepared for whatever's thrown at us. But for me, it's always a case of the focus being on us and how we're going to be about it and how many problems we're going to cause the opposition. And we've been fantastic at home, and we want to be right on the front foot from the off and really go and put in a performance to make our supporters proud. If we do that, I'm confident we can finish the job off. But we certainly got respect for this opposition because they shown last week that they've got dangerous players. We know they're going to welcome one or two back as well. So we have to be at it and at our best, and that's why the focus has got to be on us.
Hi Stephen, I'm able to get just an injury update on Ryan Jack and the progress of James and Kamar.
Yes, nothing's changed in terms of the James and Kamar. We obviously have had the reports back on the scans, and I think to be sensible, we're looking around that 3-week mark for both situations. Obviously, 2 different injuries. Obviously, the medical team will rehab both players. I've got confidence they'll have them back when it's safe for them to return. In terms of Jacko, we've had more positive news on the scan, so there's not very much muscle damage in there. There's no muscle tear, but there's been a small bleed in there that we're going to have to protect. So he'll be a couple of weeks as well, but it's definitely on the positive side rather than the negative side in terms of his reports.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
Do you think last season's experience against Braga over 2 legs could serve your players well going into this, in terms of, you also had that frantic first leg like you did last week, and then you were able to...
Listen, I think you can always tap into experiences, good or bad, from previous games and fixtures, but with all due respect, this is a new fixture against a new manager, a new opposition. It's a new game. The game sits different. Obviously, we went to Braga in the second leg away. This time we're at home. So it has a lot of differences as well. But I don't think there's any harm tapping into previous experiences, especially when you've been on the good side of them, to use that for confidence and belief going into this game. We want to back ourselves. We want to play at the right times. But I think the key to this second leg is what we do out of possession, how organised we are, how difficult we are to play against. I've got no doubt that at the right times we can hurt this opposition, but we have to do the most important job first, and that's to be tough, organised, difficult to play against, aggressive, and then go and create our moments to execute when they come.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
Stephen, when you look back to this stage last year, what do you think is the big difference between your team, your squad now, and 12 months ago in terms of growth?
Well, I think our recruitment was very good. I think adding key players to what we already had here was very important. I think the experience of the previous 2 seasons as we've used to our benefit in terms of our growth and trying to move forward. The work that's happened on the training pitch from all my coaching staff that we've put in as well. I think it's been a real combination of factors, but I think the key thing here is always that hunger and determination to become more consistent. I think our results have proved that. We've been unstoppable up to this point. Obviously, St Mirren are the only team that managed to do that, and we weren't ourselves on that night. Credit to St Mirren, but we came off what we've been for the majority of the season, and that's been a real hungry team, and we've managed to find that level of consistency to get results.
Hi, Stephen. You mentioned the other week that you let yourself think about the title but not get carried away. Can I just ask, sitting there now, knowing that you're 19 minutes away potentially from the last 16 of Europe, you're 7 points away from the league, how do you feel sitting there as Rangers manager? What does it mean to you? Because you can see on social media what it means to the fans, but what does it mean to you?
Well, look, I think it's not about me, is the truth. It's about the supporters, it's about the club, it's about the players. I totally respect the position I'm sitting in right now. We're on the verge of turning Europe into a successful season again by matching last season's effort to get into the last 16, but we've still got a big job to do tomorrow night. If we can do that, that'll be a real positive in terms of our journey, but that'll give us the determination to try and go one step further than last year from a European point of view. We're obviously on the verge in terms of the league campaign, which I'm extremely proud of, but my attitude and focus won't change until we go and get it done. There's still work to do. There's still hurdles to get over. There's tough games on the horizon. but we're extremely determined to go and take the opportunity that we've got sitting here right now. That opportunity is to make Europe a success and also domestic in terms of the league as well. So it's a fantastic position to be in, but we've got to go and grab it now and really go and capitalise on the position we're in.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, some mixed news in there. Obviously, the boys that are injured, the mix being it's not as bad as it could be, but we'll still miss them. The Tav, Ryan Jack, and obviously Kemar Ruth. People would argue potentially in our starting 11, our best 11. Linda.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Ox. But I think we've obviously got the players in the depth of squad that we can cope with missing them. You know, they are very important players, and let's hope that we get them back in the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks, so that they are going to be available for the run-in and they're going to get to play a part in the run-in. Because it would be a shame if we didn't see them again. I think we were all a bit fearful, particularly for Tav. But yeah, a wee bit of mixed news. But even if it's a 3-week scenario, at least we're going to see them again.
Yeah, Bridgeman, the fixtures might actually help us.
They actually might, right enough. But as far as tomorrow night's concerned, where they get the injuries that we've got, the injured players unavailable, I think we need to, maybe the manager need to change the way he plays and go for a slightly more defensive to sort of hold what we've got.
No chance.
I'm just saying, maybe the manager will choose that, but I doubt it. Based on what we know, the manager's going to go and he's going to play his 4-3-3 and it's going to be all out attack.
You want my team? You want my team, Bridge?
Oh, go for it, pal.
Right.
Go for it.
Wonder I'm putting myself out there.
Go
right.
for it, Ox.
All right. McGregor, Balogun, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Arfield, Davis, Kamara, Aribo, Morelos and Kent.
That's the same team as me. That's my team too.
I wouldn't be too far away for that either.
He's copied my homework, Bridge.
To be honest, that's the kind of team that we will have. If it's not that team, it's not going to be very far away from it because we need as much strength and skill.
You're going with something different, you know.
You think so? Well, I hope he doesn't have the same as you because he's not been right any 2 times or 3 times before.
Well, he's been right since he came on the show, has he? In fact, I'll go as far to say his missus says he's never been right.
Well, there you go.
That's a strong team.
That's quite a strong team you've selected. Yeah, I haven't selected any team yet, so I'll go with yours.
I don't like telling if a Southside text me that. I just wanted to put it out there. But when you think about it, you've only really potentially, what have you got? The boy Wright's shown a wee bit of promise. Would he get in at the moment? No, maybe quite yet. You've got a choice of maybe Hadji or Aribo in that position, isn't you? You know?
Yeah.
You know, that's it for me. But apart from that, that's pretty much the rest of the pitch itself. We'll just play our game, and I don't think we'll have any problems, Linda.
No, and I think from what Gerrard was saying, it's still very much a focus on how we play. I think Ox, he did say that he wants us to be a bit more tight defensively and obviously play a bit better out of possession, because there isn't any doubt that we can score goals against Antwerp. We've obviously scored 4 last week, albeit 2 penalties. But generally, he'll be wanting a better performance, I think, in terms of the shape and maybe, retaining the ball and the work off the ball. But very much focusing on us. And that's his kind of a mantra, isn't it? That's the way he always approaches the games.
He's a winner, and he wants to win. No, you'll not get Gerrard playing for a draw, I don't think.
No, I don't think he would ever play for a draw, to be honest.
He's that type, Bridge, do you?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But I have to say that he may have to watch what he's doing at the back, because the last few games we haven't started very well at the back. Let's put it that way. And we gave chances away.
we gave chance. Can I just put it out there, when people are phoning the show, which is absolutely fantastic, many people try to get through, just phone and wait, and somebody will speak to you, and then they'll organise your call. We have got receptionists working in the background. And we've also been joined by our Amanda. Evening, Amanda.
Good evening, all. How are we? Evening,
Good
Linda.
evening.
Evening, Amanda.
Good evening, Bridgeman. Good evening, Linda. No, I'm just phoning. I was just listening about Stephen Gerrard. I just love the guy. I've just got a scouse. I'm wanting to adopt him. I really want to adopt him. I just think he's there's something about the guy that is really just...
Amanda, what's he good? I mean, he's not very good looking. He's not a good talker. He's not.
I don't know. He's got a good pair of feet. he can kick a ball. But no, do you know, it's not often you get a manager that you really quite would like quite a lot. But I mean, I just think he's a winner all round.
This is a family show.
I know, I'm being polite, but I think just he's got a personality. I mean, you don't see him smiling when he's in it. When he's in the zone, he's in the zone. Do you know what I mean? But when he's on the interview, you hear how determined he is in the interviews as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, even talking about the one night's game. We know it's going to be a hard game. We know we need to up our game if they up theirs. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. I just think that's the difference. You know, now that we've got a manager that, I'm not saying that Walter Smith and that didn't have that. Do you know what I mean? God, they were great and all, but just his attitude is a stubborn attitude, a determined attitude. Do you know what I mean?
He's a winner. Well, me and Bridge are going to go for a pint and leave Linda to answer that one. Bridgeman, come on, get it.
Thanks.
Linda?
He's got a touch of class about him, Amanda, and I think we've said that from the day he walked through the door. I mean, even in some difficult times in the past, his first couple of seasons there, he always had real dignity, real class, didn't really blame anybody, no excuses. He knew that, the performances weren't good enough, but, we've stuck by him, we've given him the time that he needed, because I think we've all realised what a rebuilding process he had in terms of when he came in. But even that wee question at the end, when they asked him about the season so far, he said it wasn't about him. It was about,
it's about the players.
Yeah, the club, the supporters and the players. And that is that's a real touch of class as far as I'm concerned.
That's a mark of a good manager. That's a mark of a man that knows it's not just about him. You know what I mean? You look at a lot of the foreign managers. A lot of the foreign managers make it all about them, don't they? And he's just a different class. He just, put it this way, we've had brilliant managers throughout the years. Walter Smith, all these managers we've had, fantastic managers. But he, to me, seems to have a different element about it. But I just think the club's moved so far in the last 4 years anyway. I think it's just outstanding. I mean, I'm loving it, because, as I say, I never got to a lot of last season because I wasn't able to. But at the end of the day, I'm just loving it. Even sitting watching it in the house, I never thought I'd adapt to this virtual season ticket, right? But see now, because I'm getting to see the games, I wouldn't have been able to if we had been, I don't know how able I'd be to get to the stadium, but I just love it. I'm just loving it.
I don't think you're alone. Bridgeman, first of all, Gerrard, class act. Well, I don't know. Slightly different for me and you, but he's still a class act, yeah?
Well, they two would, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They two would. Can I just say, I was ever so pleased to see him in Ibrox when I went to see him coming, among others, of course, many others. And it was a really, really wonderful to watch him coming down. The crowd absolutely adored him. And it's still the same, 3 years on. It might even be worse, if you follow what I mean. It might be a complete adoration of. And if he gets us to 55, oh my God, he's going to know what it is about adulation. Gee whiz. Incredible. The guy's got it all.
I think you're right, Bridge. I think you're right. I think that there was affection towards him. I think there's just, I don't know, he's adored now, if that makes sense, yeah? He's going to be written about in our history very, very favourably. Linda?
Oh, absolutely, Ox. And I think you guys have covered it on the show quite a lot about, you know, what this season and what this winning this title will mean to us. You know, is it going to be the best ever? And in my opinion, it is. And even people like Alan McCoist have been commenting on how probably Stephen doesn't realise how adored he is going to be, because of what this means to everybody, the club, the fans, everybody connected with Rangers. Even anybody who's talking about this just now is showing emotion, ex-players, people connected with the club. It's going to be absolutely massive and brilliant.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think it's going to be, I mean, as I said last night, that Germany video last night, God, it's me in tears. Honestly, I don't cry. I mean, I've cried quite a lot, but, you know, I don't often cry at videos of Rangers because I usually enjoy watching them. But my God, last night I was sobbing. That's when I phoned in. I said, "You really got me tonight." It's one of the ones you're sitting and you're going, my God, you've nearly won 55 titles. 55's on a graph, do you know what I mean? And it's just, anyway, I better go and let other callers in. But have a good night, guys, and I'll see you. I'll speak to you soon. Night, Linda. Night, Bridgeman.
Good night, Amanda.
Cheers then.
Night.
What a lassie. She wears her heart on the sleeve, doesn't she? She wears her heart. But she's right. Gerrard is a class act. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue. Even the way, just, I don't want to get down the road, but even the way he talked about that other guy's departure today, just he's a class act.
Yeah, he handled that very well, Ox, didn't he? Because they were just trying to get some sort of reaction from him, but yeah, he handled that really well.
Yeah. Big game tomorrow night, Bridgeman. It's important for the club. We get through tomorrow night.
I will say this once again, as I say all the time, this is the biggest game possibly of our history tomorrow night. If this man takes us through that, my God almighty, it's just unbelievable stuff that's happening to the club this year. Unbelievable. That's what I believe. And I think we'll do it. To me, it'll be a low scorer. I don't think it'll be just like 4-3 and all that. Is it? A 1-0 will do me fine, as you know.
Yeah, obviously you're used to going for the high scores, you know.
Well, you know, I don't want to push it, you know.
Oh dear. Linda, it is important we get through for the club, innit? And if we could go another round deeper, fantastic revenue, particularly in this pandemic time.
Yeah, I think we've been saying that, you know, for most of the season, you know, how important it was, particularly because of the pandemic, as you say, Ox. I don't know, is it worth maybe another £1 million to us if we get through this round? So adding that to what we've already, made this season. And it's also just enhancing our reputation again. I think he has kind of rebuilt our European reputation to a certain degree, and we've done fantastic. But yeah, huge for the club.
Yep. Right, okay. I think we'll have to put a shout out for more callers. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
And just remember, when you phone on, wait and somebody will speak to you, sort you out. Simple as that, Bridgeman.
It's exactly what to do. Phone in and just wait your time, and you'll be looked after.
Yep. Right, okay, yeah, aye. Obviously, we'll get the 3 players missing, and we've showed that we've got a wee bit of depth in the squad, because these are main players that we've got. Our captain, arguably some people like Andy Phillips think that Ryan Jack's arguably the sort of most influential player in the middle of the park, and obviously Roof, who maybe up until his injury at New Year, Linda was making that right-hand forward position his own, and obviously Aribo's coming to the fore now.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think with Roof. He is a very clever player as well, Ox, and he scores all sort of different types of goals too. Probably a different player from Alfie, and actually we haven't seen an awful lot of the two of them playing together. I know I've seen a couple of people think that, you know, the two of them could really have had a brilliant partnership. But players have just stepped up to the mark at different points of the season as well, haven't they? You know, you mentioned Aribo there. I thought he was absolutely terrific on Sunday. He was talking a wee bit today as well about he probably pushed himself too far coming back from his injury and he needed to take his time. But
Is that experience, Linda? Is that experience?
Yes, I think that's what he was saying, Ox. You know, it was his first time he's ever had an injury. Because I think he was the second person on the presser today. So you're looking at Aribo and even Ryan Kent. I mean, he's done really well anyway, but he's starting to add some goals to his game now. So at every stage of the season, I think that players have stepped up to the mark, and it's been really great.
Yeah, it's a point you're making. It's been a sort of team performance. There's been times where people say Tav and Goldson have been brilliant. Then it's been Davis and Jack. Morelos has been spelled. Kent Aribo have flitted in and out. Kamara at times people have been bumming up. And that's what puts you into the other guys at Hollander and Barisic and Arfield who just make us tick. You know?
Absolutely, because if you think about the first half of the season when we had Tav, and he was in absolutely brilliant form. It was at 17 goals he got, albeit, you know, there was quite a few penalties in there, but his overall performances were just fantastic. And he didn't start playing badly. It was just that he didn't maintain that really high standard. And then obviously we had Goldson chipping in his goals as well, and I think he's played every minute of every game. And as you say, the midfielders have stepped up too. So I suppose it's the sort of thing that you need to win titles, isn't it?
Aye, it's a real team performance.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's all about teamwork now for Rangers, and we really knew if we turn it on tomorrow night and do ourselves proud and sort of carry the flag for the club through to the next round. Oh my goodness gracious, the temperature's going to raise rapidly. And then we'll get was it a home game or are we away to Livingston? The next one, which is next midweek.
Yeah, we're Livingston on Wednesday night, Bridge. Yeah, week today. Yeah.
No. But if we win that could be us winning the league.
I don't think we can do it.
I'm just teasing.
No,
because I don't see them winning any games, you know.
Yeah. Even if they lose on Saturday, we still can't win it on Wednesday, mate. You know, bizarre as it is, but there you go. But real team performance, right? Okay, I'll put you on the spot. You two, you ready for it?
Go on.
Yeah, well, obviously we've talked about different people and who's your player of the season, Bridgman? So far,
personally speaking, it's got to be Sir Stephen Davis for me. Mm-hmm. It's got to be. He's just been wonderful for us. He's led us all the way through. I know that Tab played very well for a huge chunk of the season and scored a lot of goals and a great number of assists. So he was really top of the pops for quite a while. You know, but I think that Stephen Davis has been the steady one. And by the way, it could be easily followed by Mr. Goldson and then McGregor. I think those three, really good, really good. Well, brilliant. Oh, just really good, but brilliant.
Yeah, Linda?
I'm going for Connor Goldson, just because of the sheer consistency, the fact that, you know, he has played every minute of every game, and I think he's improved certain parts of his game that have really contributed to how well we've been playing, Ox. You know, he seems to have cut out the sort of glaring mistakes that he was making in previous seasons. He's added goals to his game, and his sort of passing ability. So I've gone for the defender, Goldson.
Yeah, I mean, his record, the amount of games he's played is just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe you never went for a centre-half, Bridge boy.
No, I have done. I did say I'll go for Davis because I think he's been outstanding, but closely followed by Goldson, most assuredly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's hard, isn't it? Different players at different times. I mean, imagine we put Goldson and Sir Stephen in there, and Tav's no go to it. I mean, you'd have thought he'd have walked it up till Christmas, January time, you know. So strange, really, but in a good way. Wonder.
What is it they say about football? You're only as good as your last game.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right, Ox. And as I said earlier, I hope that Tav does, make a comeback and he's not out, for too long, because a lot of people have been commenting on the fact that how good is it going to be to see him lift this trophy, the league trophy. The first couple of seasons when he came to the club, it was difficult for him. He's been through some sort of particularly bad results when he's played for Rangers in the past. So let's hope he does get back. And I think he's been a fantastic captain. He doesn't shout all the time on the park, and you don't see him totally dictating everything. But I still think the way he conducts himself, I think he's been a great ambassador for the club too.
Yes,
Can't argue with that.
Aye. So Stephen, a man, I mean, he might not get in with the top 2 players every week, but his consistency for somebody at the twilight of his career, is that fair, Bridge? Is that fair?
Absolutely. I mean, it's fair. That's fair saying. Aye, fair saying.
His consistency is remarkable. He's 7.5, 8 out of 10 every week, Bridgeman, every week.
And I think he's like that with every single person's that picks a team and gives a score out of 10 for each player. He's in there, he's in there. Absolutely. Nah, he's brilliant.
Aye. Obviously, in Morelos, the Morelos in the last 2 games, Linda, are we going to give him that 4th goal? But his 2 performances have been outstanding.
Yeah, Alfie's just been great, and we've been talking about his the fact that he's not scored as many goals, Ox, this season. But I actually think his overall play has got better. I mean, you think about the Antwerp game, he set up, they nicked the ball to pass to Aribo for the first goal, didn't he? He won the penalty, the shot pull. I thought the 3rd goal in the Antwerp game when he played the 1-2 with Kent was, I think, one of the best goals we've scored this season. And then obviously he crossed the ball for the 4th in terms of the penalty. And even in Sunday, I'm so glad he got that goal, and his wee face just lit up when the ball went in the net, and then he was over, giving it high fives with Jermaine Defoe. So it was good that he scored, but I just think he's been brilliant.
Funny, Bridge, isn't it? How he's became a different kind of centre, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's not, let's put it this way, he's not the out-and-out centre or striker that we had when he was scoring 40 goals a season, or getting close to that anyway. Amazing stuff in Europe, rampaging through Europe and our league. And now he's a lot better. To me, a lot, not better with no scoring the goals, but my goodness gracious, his distribution, his sense of where he is in the box, 90%, 95% accuracy, his passes, things like that. Just wonderful. I think he's a great wee player for us. I don't know where we would be without him in a sense, the amount of graft that he puts in,
He's been changed his game. Don't know if it's a bit of maturity, Linda, or something they're working on hard, but he's definitely changed his game.
Yeah, and probably we were over-reliant on him the last couple of seasons, Ox, and I think that's one of the reasons why we've been more successful this season too, in terms of spreading the goals around. But Alfie has had to adapt his game, and I know there's still the slight issue with him in terms of his discipline, and he has missed a few games. But he's another one that when we get this league wrapped up, it's going to be absolutely brilliant that he's going to have a championship medal, in his back pocket. And if he does go in the summer, then, he can say that he was an absolute success at Rangers.
He's a character, Bridgeman, isn't he? Character.
And how, pal, and how. I think we've got a lot of characters now in our team, but There's certain ones could carry it and carry it very well. And I just hope that everybody holds it, and you get a big shout, hold, so that everybody does it, and we come out solid whenever we come out to do any attacking. We do it as a team. We don't want anybody drifting off. It's concentration, 100% concentration, and let's do it. That's what I want. That's all I want. I want the best for Rangers at all times.
All right, we've been joined by Port Bear. Evening, Port. Well, we need to go on a course how to get off mute, Linda.
Come in, Port Bear. Come in, technical Port Bear.
To be fair,
hello, Stato.
Bridgman calling Stato.
Oh well.
What's happened to him?
He ain't the bright, Linda. I'm no one for talking about our school, as you well know, but he ain't the brightest.
Unless old school Blues got him in a bear hug somewhere.
There he's in now.
Is he?
He's still not the brightest. How we doing, Port?
Port Bear.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. He'll be back now.
He's
back now. Wait a minute. Are you with us, Port?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. That proves something. It's no any port in a storm, Linda.
Hi, Port.
Still ringing.
That's your tinnitus.
Oh, is it? Aye.
I see. He's
At
not
least
very
I'm
bright.
ringing for the waist doing it.
What's on your mind? Remember, this is a family show.
One upstairs regarding who's going to play tomorrow night. My player of the year so far. And the improvement on the defence, basically. First of all, I think the team tomorrow night will be same back four as yours: McGregor, Balogun, Orlando, Goldson, Barisic. Midfield three. I think it'll be Rebo, Kamara, Jack. And I think it'll go up front with Kent, Morelos, and Hadji, mate. I think that'll be the difference. I think Hadji will start because Ibrox.
Sorry, you're breaking up there, mate. He's breaking up, Bridge, isn't he?
Come in, Port.
Hi. George, my player here. It'll definitely be Stephen Davis, but a bit like Bridgeman and Linda. I think Connor Goldson will be very closely behind, and it's just a shame so many players are playing that well at the moment. I think Connor Goldson in any other season would have probably won it because obviously he showed vast improvement. I think he's made the improvements, mate, due to the fact a lot of times he was playing with young Katic. If you remember right, he's a young player and Goldson was always trying to talk him through games, but when the two experienced defenders come in like Hollander and Ball, concentrate on his own game because it's two experienced international defenders.
Is it just me? Seriously, I'm not taking the pee here. Bridgeman, is Port breaking up for you?
Yes, he is indeed.
Yeah, Port Bear, you're breaking up.
Come in, Port Bear. Come in.
Oh, he's gone. Linda, he likes that Hadji.
Yeah. Did Port Bear actually have Jack in his midfield, or did I not hear that right?
I told you he ain't very bright. I told you.
Well, I know he likes Hadji, but like you, Ox, I've gone for Rebo, Morelos and Kent. Because I think sometimes Hadji's in when the games can be tight and we're maybe trying to break teams down. But I think this will be a more open game. Gerrard probably doesn't want it to be as open as last week. And I think he'll go for Rebo, Morelos and Kent just for the pace as well. So, no, I've got Hadji on the bench.
Bridgeman?
I'm going with your team. As far as I'm concerned, for tomorrow night, most assuredly. I like that team. I didn't actually hear what.
Well, he was breaking up. He was breaking up a bit, wasn't he? He was breaking up a bit. I think it was pretty much the same, apart from Hadji for a Rebo.
I mean, can I just say, I doubt very much if we're going to ever drop a Rebo on the form that he's on. I just don't see it. But you never know. The manager might say he had enough big game there at the weekend. You can come on at half time or something like that. Put Hadji on, let him fight through, you know. I feel for Hadji. I have to say, I feel for him. A young guy, and he's full of zest and zing, and he wants to do the best he can. Some games he does it, and other games he just seems to be a wee bit missing, maybe a yard to the right or a yard to the left, and you know, and we haven't. If he stayed that yard to the left, the ball comes, and if he moves to the right, the ball goes past him, and it's just very unlucky. It's very unlucky.
You need a bit of luck, Bridge. You do. You need a bit of luck, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Everywhere in the park, you need that wee bit of luck, the wee bit bounce of the ball. You've got to read these things, and if you can read that right, and you can cater for the fact that it might go left or right, and you're fast enough and smart enough, you'll get it, you know. But it's really difficult when you're... I remember a guy dummied me for about 25 yards. He sold me a dummy. I must have moved 5 yards to the right, and he was gone. Yeah, actually gone. My goodness gracious. How did I feel? Well, I clogged him the next time he passed me right enough, you know, but I got a wee bit out of it, you know. Smashing player, that boy. Smashing player.
Wasn't it hard selling him a dummy, Linda?
I would agree, Ox, with what Port said about Goldson and the fact that he is playing with more established players now. You know, when you think about, he's obviously Hollander and Balogun, and he's maybe getting a bit more time to concentrate in his own game. I think we maybe spoke about that before. Whereas in the past he had, like, obviously young Katic, and maybe felt he had to sort of guide him through games. But I think he's been able to focus on his own game this season.
I remember Bridgeman sold me a dummy, Linda. He said, "You go to the bar, there's a list."
That's one of the better ones, pal.
Oh, that was a classic. Oh, cheers, Bridge. Oh dear, poor Bridge, yeah. I am, and Scotty Arfield's been an important player at times for us as well. There was times where he was getting man of the match, important performances for us. You know, he's had the piece, had a fantastic season. Remember, he wasn't getting the team in first. Then he got his few minutes, scored a few goals. Then he got a start, and he never let us down, did he? No,
I would agree, and you're right, Ox. I think he wasn't starting games, and a couple of times, at first when he came on, we were thinking, come on, Scott, you need to kind of up your game and, and hopefully get yourself into the starting team. And he took his chance brilliantly, and he was absolutely on fire when he got that injury. But he's looking good, isn't he? He's back now, and yeah, I fully expect him to start tomorrow night, like yourself.
I do think he'll start. Bridge, I think we got a caller coming in. No. By no time. Are you with us, Bridge?
I'm with you here, pal.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting here. Oh, that's him now.
All right, we've been joined by Alex for a show. How are we doing, Alex?
Good evening, Oaks here. Bridgeman, Linda. How are you all doing, all right?
It's a pleasure to have you on tonight, Alex. Pleasure.
Hi, Alex.
How are you doing? Everybody keeping fine?
Aye, good, mate. Good, safe. Big Stevie spoke to him today, mate. He's a wee bit rough, bit fluey, but he's okay. And so far, the family's all good. So that's the main thing.
Oh, that's good. That's good news. Just what you call it about tomorrow's game and that. The team, who's my player of the year at the moment?
Aye.
Player of the year first. I would go with Stevie Davis, Connor Goldson, and Tavernier. That's my three.
Yeah, I hope Alan McGregor's not listening, Alex.
I know. It's terrible, how they've all really played well, but yeah.
Because if you put McGregor in and say, I hope Tav's not listening, you know what I mean?
That's a shocking selection, Alex. Shocking selection.
I know. Terrible, isn't it? I feel real guilty now. But everyone's been in top of their game. Who'd have thought that, and Kamara, he's played very well and also. But Stevie Davis, just behind, I'd say Connor Goldson. Connor Goldson has been totally outstanding here. Totally outstanding. The centre back in that.
By the way, Connor Goldson, whether we like it or not, he'll go down in Rangers football. He scored 2 goals in a 2-0 victory at Parkhead. He'll never be forgotten.
Well, that's what we just saying there. Just saying that to my sons there. The 2 goals he scored, centre half. There you go. But that's what happens when they're on top of their game. It's quite good then. We'll all get different opinions. But Stevie Davis, Rolls Royce, isn't he? Guys are Rolls Royce.
I mean, the plaudits we give him and that, and he just makes the game so simple. I mean, he steals the ball off guys that are twice his size, doesn't he? He's just. I think he's a guy that you could take him along to a football club and maybe boys at 16 and maybe look at Stephen Davis and you think, oh, he can't play men's football till the game starts.
Makes it look that easy, doesn't it? Fantastic. My team media call it for tomorrow.
Yep.
That's all. Alan McGregor. Keep him up now. Alan McGregor. Balogun. Goldson. Hollander. Bonner Barrett. I would have midfield Stevie Davis. I would play Scott Arfield and Kamara, and up front I would have Aribo, Morelos and Kent.
He's a wise man, Alex Linder.
Yeah, that's the same as our team, Alex. Don't see that changing. I think Aribo and Kent definitely deserve to retain their places, don't they? I don't think Hadji will dislodge either of them, and we're obviously going to go for Morelos because he's been playing really well too.
Absolutely. I must admit, I do like Hadji in that, but I just feel in the middle of the park we've got to strengthen up tomorrow because we lost 3 goals, although we won 4-3 in that, right through the centre of the team. So we've got to have somebody there, what do you call it, along with Stevie Davis, and I believe Arfield's better in there to prevent him from coming down the centre. Because there's 3 goals I lost off them. Benfica was 3 goals as well. So hopefully we can do away with that tomorrow. But that was the only thing. I feel we maybe need a bit more strength in the middle of the park. That's why I'd have Scott Arfield in there, along with Stevie Davis.
Popular choice, mate. Popular choice.
That's a really good shout. Really good shout. Well done, Alex. Well done.
Big game for the Club of Honor, Alex. Important that we get through for the revenue.
Absolutely. We've got 1 foot there. I believe we'll beat this team, but we just can't be a bit complacent in that because they're going to commit all guns blazing here. They've got nothing to lose either. It's big getting into the last 16. It's got to be some seasons for us. Next couple of weeks, it'll be fantastic. If we can get into the last 16, which I'm almost certain, that'll just, what do you call it, cap it off. Another thing I was thinking about the other day there, with the Tavernier injury. I know it seems, what do you call it, it's a bit ironic, but 1975 when we go back, when we beat the Hibs, we stopped Celtic for winning. Colsteen scored the equaliser, Sandy Gerrard missed a penalty kick. But you go back to it into the game, John Gregg was injured in that game. And they brought him on for the last 5 minutes. Sandy Gerrard came off to let John Gregg go on, to lap it up. We won the championship. And I was just thinking to myself the other day, with Tavernier being injured, I mean, I don't know how long he's out for. But if it came to win the league the next 2 weeks, I think that'd be absolutely brilliant. If Tavernier was even on the bench, to bring him on so he's part of these celebrations, because the guy deserves every bit of it. Don't know how you feel about
that. A lot of sense in it, mate. When is we can win it, the earliest we can win it, I believe, is next Saturday, is that right?
next Saturday.
Aye, if they lose at the weekend, we have to win 2 games, bizarrely.
Right, so that'd be St Mirren game. That'd be the St Mirren game.
That's the earliest we can win it. If things go our way, we can either then win it on the Sunday when they play at Tannadice. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we can, disappointingly, we could actually win it with no playing one of them ones, Linda, innit?
Yeah, that's right, Ox. I think you're right. But yeah, Alex, it would be good if it does go our way and we can actually win it outright ourselves against St Mirren, that Tav does play some sort of part in that. I suppose, like you say, it'll depend how his recovery goes and what stage he's at, come maybe, next Friday as such. But they'll give him every opportunity to play some sort of part in it. But it would be really good if he could be on the pitch.
I just love it. I think it'd be some honour for the guy,
Yeah.
As much as he's printed it this season as well, unbelievable as a footballer, fullback. Just delightful for the full team now.
Do you know something? You see that team we've got, not only they're very good after part, but they come across as pretty decent individuals, don't they?
Oh, terrific. You know? Yes, every one of them. Every one. They're a credit to the club, these guys now, I'm just very happy. I'm proud to be a Rangers fan anyway, but more so than now, it's like a dream. How I feel, it's like a dream when you're waking up and you're going, I don't believe this. Compared to where we came from.
How's the young team, Alex? How's the young team?
Compared to where we came from, that, But always me, my late mother, that's what she used to say. God works in mysterious ways, Alex. And this is just the way it's worked through and about. They've just folded like a pack of cards and we've just come through here motored on. As I say, they got the warning last year. Albeit we come back to Dubai and that. It never worked out for us. So the warning was there for them. And we've just took it to another level this year.
At the same time, Alex, they got a manufactured victory in the league. The league was given to them. Just given to them. For absolutely nothing. Given to them.
I don't think their manager that left today has ever been successful in a normal season in the league. When we've been about.
I was reading that. About him.
That's correct, because I think Rangers have had, and during the times that he's been there, Rangers have been docked points for this or points for that. He's never this. That's correct, your season never finished. He's never done the thing correct. Oh, sorry, they have never done the thing correctly. Let's say him anyway. Let's say it's him. Mm-hmm. Most toxic, poisonous wee person that's ever been in Scotland.
Correct.
You might have shot correct. You're looking at me again about it. But Alex, how's the young team? Are they getting excited?
Oh, unbelievable. They just get a new banner there. My son and that, they were involved in it. They designed a new banner there. We're folk on. Try to see where they got it and that. Massive big banner. What's your Rangers? That's the new football team have started, as I was saying the last time. Unfortunately, I've not really played much football, but they need to get another banner there. Oh, class. So they're all ready to go. They've got all the gear. Fireworks and what you're talking about. Just waiting to get one of the guys that runs the club, he says if they win it, what time it is at 8 o'clock for everybody put all the fireworks up at the one time. You're talking about right round about Larco, the full lot. So they've got big plans. They'll just play it beer and see how it goes.
When it is, I know. Me and Fox, we get a box of sparklers a day each.
Very good. Very good. I like that.
We'll be doing a bit. Me and Fox, we'll be there with our sparklers.
It'll be absolutely fantastic. Great for them and all. Oh, that young team, man, they're getting into another orbit, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, listen, we'll get yourself some mute. We're going to have a tune.
As I was walking down the Coleman Road, I met a bunch of strangers. They said to me, are you going to see the famous Glasgow Rangers? So I took them
don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Thanks for that, Fox. Right up, Bridge, a wee jazzed up number.
Absolutely brilliant. I've just sat down. Absolutely brilliant. I was dancing in my way, thought I was going to fall. Crazy woman.
Linda, I've got to be honest with you. I've got to be really honest with you, Linda, obviously. The results at New Year, around about that time, I was pretty confident we won the league, but I didn't like to count my chickens, but I started counting them on Sunday. I couldn't help it.
I've got to be honest as well, Ox. I think after Sunday, I think it was the first time I said to my brother, we're going to win the league. And I was trying not to say it because you just never know. But yeah, it was just, Sunday was just a perfect day. And when you woke up on Monday, you thought, right, that's it. You know, we are definitely going to do it now. And I know some people have been a lot more confident than that. But yeah, after Sunday, I thought, right, that's it. Can safely say we're going to do it.
It's such a perfect day. I want to spend it with you.
Oh, spend yourself, Bridgeman.
Go on,
Was that me or Linda? He's no answering me. But aye, Alex, it's just been superb, mate. It's just I've listened and read and watched, and some of the crap I've seen, mate, about where they've. Oh, it's been this, that, and the other. They've not done so well. We've dropped 8 points this all season, mate. 8 points. It's remarkable. Not a day with what they've done.
Correct. I'm fed up hearing how bad they've been. That's all you're getting. Even Brian Laudrup came on and made the comment, and it's all about Rangers, how good they've been. And that's what it is. We're saying...
Yeah. And he knows what he's talking about.
That's right. That's a guy who knows what football's in and about. So we've not really had the credit that way, but they can't take it away from us. We're unbelievable. Is there anybody else with a record like that? Consistent right through. And as I say at the beginning, we kept going, just take it game at a time, and that's. But Sunday definitely gave us the lift. And then that was it now. Sunday night when that result came through for Dingwall, that was it.
Was there a roar in your house?
Definitely was, Oxy.
Yeah, was it you,
unbelievable.
Was it a bedroom up the stair?
Oh, Christ, I was in the living room and full lot. The dog was even barking and all, wasn't he? The big boy scored, I know he's a blue nose, I know it made it even better. Oh, he couldn't have made it up. Oh, terrific. And that was it. As soon as it was that, went into meltdown, everybody knew that's when it was really over. Although we keep saying it for a wee while there, but you were always at the back of your mind, please keep it going. And it's unbelievable. I think European football can come back at the right time for us here, because we were kind of dipping a wee bit in form, although we're still getting the results in that. But that European games took us back up to that level again, and that's what we need. And just get it finished all together now and get a good result tomorrow.
We're a tough crowd, Linda. We're not played well. 8 goals in the last 2 games.
I understand what Alex is saying right enough, because we talked about maybe we prefer to play the kind of Thursday, Sunday, Alex, you keep that intensity up, and let's hope, we get through tomorrow night and we've got more Europa League games to look forward to, and it'll keep that high level of performance going, hopefully.
Great momentum, that's what it's about now, Linda.
This is going to be good. He does this deliberately. He waits till you're on and then we'll be joined by the other Alex.
Oh dear. Good evening, everybody.
At first I thought it was just bad luck. Now I think you sit and wait till he comes on.
We're telepathic.
I think also think I'm at it here with just phoning in, but I must have phoned minutes before Alex came in. But good evening, everybody.
I think you were trying to I think you were trying to get away last night, Alex, and made some problems with the lines, mate, technicals.
Aye, that's right. I didn't mind. I knew it was a busy show. The guys did a good job anyway, but the subject I thought was fantastic that GB brought up. It was an emotional video that he's put up at the start of the show, and it just triggered a few emotions with myself. You know, the journey that we're, you know, I've got a boy.
Last night's show was sponsored by Kleenex.
Brilliant. How are you doing, Mr. Kelly? All right?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I've got my own son is 19, and he can vaguely remember the last time that we won the league. You know, so it's a special journey. I mean, the two of us went through divisions and that, and you know, I've seen so many lows before. You were kind of every season. Is there going to be light at the end of this tunnel? You know, playing teams like Stirling Albion and Airdrie Champions League nights when you know everybody's, you know, watching the stars of the football playing. We're sitting in a kind of half empty Ibrox. But listen, that's what supporters do. We follow our team, we back our team. We've carried ourselves with dignity and class throughout the last 10 years. You know, we've faced the adversity, the goading of supporters, Motherwell invading the pitch and running up to Rangers support when they beat us in the playoff. Hibs staying the same in the Scottish Cup. You know, and then with the hanging the effigies at Celtic Park. It's been a terrible last 10 years, but thankfully we're seeing that light at the end of the tunnel now.
Remember the last laugh, mate, yeah?
Oh, definitely. When you see we Popcorn Thief suffer the way he has in the last 6 months, it gives you a kind of, you know, get that round you feeling.
Bridgman makes the
we
point
felt the last 10 years.
Yeah, Bridgman
said,
makes the point that as soon as Gerrard came and he beat Rodgers disappeared. Lennon's disappeared. Lobel's disappeared. Brown and Griffiths, the bullies who lauded it, thought they were, where are they now? 12 defeats in a season. Yeah, embarrassing themselves.
Absolutely.
Can't even conduct themselves in press conferences, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, they've it's a classless club the way they've carried themselves. You know, Scott Brown deliberately getting out your support at Celtic Park as well, goading our Rangers supporters when they're celebrating winning their tainted titles. But our supporters have been absolutely fantastic. You know, how we've held ourselves in restraint all the years. Our time is now. Steven Gerrard has gave us our club back, and it's fantastic.
By the way, you're right. There was they had an FA investigation into Scott Brown's actions on the pitch, and came back and said he never did anything. What can you do with that? Eh? What can you do with that? Where's the neutrality, impartiality, all these lovely words that's supposed to be the be all and end all of Scottish football? But we know it's different now. We know it's different.
That's what I actually thought with Rodgers. That's what I've always had my doubts with him, because he encouraged that behaviour, didn't he? The Griffith stuff and the lapse of honours and that. He was involved in that, and that made me wonder about him. You know?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They totally rubbed it. They totally rubbed it right into us. And this is what it's about. Never forget what they've done with us.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you hear them talking there. They've done this and they've done that. They put us through hell, the full lot, for 9 years. I'll never forgive them for it. And the more we put the screw on top of the lot, the better it is. That's how I look at it.
Linda.
Do you know something as well? Oh, sorry. I think the Rangers support will actually appreciate any sort of success that we get now far better than we did up until, you know, that day 10 years ago. I think we were in danger of taking success a wee bit for granted, but Gerrard makes you appreciate every single bit of silverware that we win now.
The journey, I'm not going to say it was worth it, but this could be the start of another exciting episode of our club. Linda?
Yeah, I would agree with Alex there as well about the fact that we probably will appreciate it more, Ox. Because we did have a lot of success. You think about 10 years ago, before that we had lots of titles, cups, and I think we will appreciate it more. And in terms of the old phrase that they've just folded like a pack of cards, we just wanted us to put pressure on them and actually sustain a title league run, and that's what we've done. And and we're just seeing the benefits of that, and and they have kind of folded.
Yeah, I think we've been joined by Gary, Corby, even Gary.
Are we doing all right? You all right, guys?
You're very quiet, mate.
You hear me now?
Nope.
Okay, bear with me a second, mate.
Okay. Gary will be back with us once he's sorted his sound out.
You should just let his son know, Ox.
The brains of the family. He'll kill me when he meets me. That's another one. The shake Bridge's hand and then they put one on my chin. That's what seems to happen when we meet them, isn't it, Bridge?
And thoroughly deserved too.
It's no fair, Linda. It's no fair.
You're getting picked on, Ox.
Always, Linda. Always. I'm like Amanda. I need to come out my shell. Right, okay, I mean, we're all a certain vintage. We've all seen Rangers win the league before, once or twice, but as I think has been pointed out, Alex, this is different, isn't it? Different. The circumstances behind it are different. It's even different for the 1975 one, isn't it?
Aye, definitely. As I said before, I think this is the greatest one in the lot compared to where we just came from. That fantastic journey, as you say. Didn't really want to be there, but what happened and that was it. We all just galvanised together and support. We just took it to another level. As I say, it's like a dream. You wake up and you go, God, is this really what's happening? We're going to win the league in the next couple of weeks. Fantastic. Fantastic for every Rangers supporter worldwide, because we went through the hard times there. And the fans have just been unbelievable. Unbelievable, every one of them.
Well, hopefully Gary sounds all right now. Evening, Gary.
Yeah, that should be better now, guys.
Evening, Gary. Are you there, mate? Are you there?
Yeah, you hear me all right?
Oh, Gary, can you hear us?
Gary.
Can't hear him.
Gary.
Is he there?
Are you there, Gary?
Good evening, Gary.
Yous are bad men.
You there, Gary?
I'm here now.
Can you hear him? Anybody hear him?
Yes.
No, I can't hear him.
Gary, hurry up! We're waiting for you.
No, I'm here. I'm waiting to you stop messing about.
You'll need to wait till about May then.
Oh, brilliant. No.
The floor's all yours. The first time we couldn't hear you at all, mate.
No, I had my headphones in, my Bluetooth headphones, which normally work, but I don't know if there's any sound, so I just ripped them out. Aye, I'm listening to everything you're saying. I couldn't agree more. I think, that exciting, when you know you're going out for a pint, and you're excited about it.
I didn't remember
when you
that
but then you get it touches your lips and you're like, oh yes, that's what it's going to be like. So I'm excited about us lifting the trophy. But until you see Tav with a trophy above his head, and we've done it, it will not sink in. And it's it's a suppressed feeling that we all have, a suppressed memory of what it's like to have that feeling of relief of ending a season as champions, a suppressed feeling, and that suppression it's going to be released, mate. It's going to be unreal. I just keep saying to my lad, I don't know what we're going to do for it. I've got ideas. Don't want to make too many plans, obviously, because we don't know about situations and lockdowns and what we can do or what we can't do. Or I know for certain
You don't know when it's going to be neither.
Aye, I don't care when it is. I don't care how it happens. We know it's going to happen now, and I'll be going to the cash and carry soon to stock up and getting more booze than you can imagine. I'll be a very drunk man on that evening.
Well, I've got Linda something. I've seen it today. Non-alcoholic Tanqueray gin. There you go, Linda. That'll be you.
I think I'll just stick to the Prosecco and vodka locks.
No, you've got
very... the cocktail.
You've got very rascal on that. We're going to have to look after you.
That's a strong drink, that. Prosecco vodka cocktail.
I think it'll be special. I don't know how it's going to go down there. I just hope we do it. And I'll take this to Alex for Wishaw, then I'll go to the other Alex, then Bridge. I just hope we win it on the park. I don't want one of the damp squibs when somebody wins or loses something that makes us win the league, if that makes sense. Yeah?
Yeah, it makes sense. Aye, that's the way you want it now. You want it in the league. You want it in the grass. When the final whistle goes, that's you champions. The way it's going now, it'd be absolutely fantastic to do it that way, but I'm just glad we're going to be champions now. That's the bottom line with me. I never really thought it would be. Certainly it's turned out as easy. I thought this year was going to be a bit tick and tock. But there you go.
Do you think that anybody in Celtic thought this same words that you're mentioning? Do you think they thought that last year? Because we should all be winning it in the grass and blah blah blah. No, not a bit. Not a bit. They were out there since September to get the season finished. Just get to us. Just get to us. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're right, Bridgeman. That's it. But we're different from them altogether. The way we've been all year is fantastic. And that's the icing on the cake there. We go and win it after the final whistle goes by. It'd be fantastic just to see everybody. Jim Bell and all, the kit man, for what he's been through and all. It's absolutely wonderful. Rangers supporters all there, and we're going to have some time yet, man. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, Lucinda. Listen, I'm going to sign off here, Oxy, right? Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Linda. Thanks very much, Bridgeman. We'll catch up with you later on then. Thank you.
Cheers, Alex. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers, Alex.
That makes my job a lot easier. Before we go to Alex, we've been joined by Hugh for the Fun of the True Blues. Evening, Hugh.
Hiya, guys. How you doing?
All right, mate. Your good self.
Yeah, all good, thanks. All good.
Your videos caused a lot of chat and a lot of people the last 24 hours, mate. Eh?
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
Triggered a lot of emotions for people.
Yeah, that's why I phoned in yesterday, because I heard you playing it and it's really good.
What's on your mind, mate?
Oh, I'm just phoning in like the guys, just about there'll be just one big emotional release once that final whistle goes. You just see the sea of red, white and blue, everybody in tears of joy.
Tears of joy. Alex, tears of joy. Yeah, I think so, Alex.
Absolutely, mate. There'll be tears of joy. Tears of joy for the emotions that we've been through, the roller coaster ride that we were forced to endure, but also for the people that we've lost over the years. You know, you think back to the Sandy Jardine, you know, the character that he was within the club and he was as a person. You know, his march to Hampden and stuff, you know, and it just brings all of that sort of emotion back to it. But listen, Alex, for Wishy touched on Jimmy Bell. I don't know if it's true or no, but there's possible signs that he's possibly going to retire at the end of the season. I don't know if you guys have...
Yeah, I read that on one of the forum today. It's nothing came to the club officially, mate.
Yeah, but that guy's had a journey and a half, isn't he, for the last... I mean, he's been at Graham Souness's side, so you're talking over 30 years, 40 years there. What a servant to the club. Could well be a testimonial if anybody deserves one, it's Jimmy Bell.
Took good for wee Doddy, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's right, aye. That's going back a few years. I didn't think you would remember that old. You're not that old, surely.
Can't read, you know. I can't read Rangers history, mate. You know, I wasn't at D-Day, but I know all about it.
What a man. Unbelievable.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like you could read and write, they're coming to pop at you on here.
Man's a shocker, by the way, I'll tell you.
Oh, Jimmy Bell.
I heard a story that he had there was a snooker table at Ibrox and they had the green ball swapped for an orange ball. Is that a true story? I'm being serious.
I don't know how that would go next to the brown, right enough, you know what I mean? Try to work that out. But well, if he is gone, he'll go with everybody's best wishes. Jimmy Bell will be. I don't know what age he man. I wish Alex was still on. I think Alex knows him. The other Alex, you know.
I think it's his son that works with him. I think his son does it alongside him. He's his assistant.
We'll never have nepotism at Ibrox. Obviously, the job will be advertised to the best person. Yeah.
Aye. That's some job. He's done a good job. He's gone.
Very good. That's a good one. That's a good.
You know, but
I love
it. What's I going to say? Aye, but you'll go with my best wishes, Alex. You mentioned emotions and that. It'll be interesting because it'll be a sense of relief, and I wonder if it had been even more emotional if it had been closer. Because actually, in reality, a lot of people have thought it's been done since about December.
Yeah, well, if it was a head-to-head close one, I think we couldn't have maybe not planned all this stuff, but we're light years ahead at the minute, and we're planning all the parties, so that'll do me.
Yeah. You just bring that non-alcoholic Tanqueray gin, Linda, you'll be fine.
I don't know how I would have coped if it had been closer, Ox, because there's been some tense moments recently, even though we've had
Prosecco, that's how you'd have coped.
Probably. Oh, they ran out.
Could anybody have scripted this? Did anybody script this? I know Dave King, we talked about the House of Cards. Gary, you couldn't have scripted this, mate, could you?
No, I didn't see this coming, to be honest with you, but on social media, a lad I know who I like to dig fun at, he's a staunch Celtic fan, and it's light-hearted humour I have with him, and he's obviously given me 9 years of neat abuse in a cordial way, if you know what I mean. Lording it over me, and I've taken it, and my missus like, you should just delete them, and I went, no, because one day I'm going to get my own back. And last season, so you go back a year ago, 6 months after Lennon was appointed, and he was given it after Lennon finished off that treble that Brendan started. And then I said, if anybody can mess up 10 in a row, it's Neil Lennon. And that was a year ago. And he disagreed with me, and there's a million messages. So I seen this coming, but no to this spectacular fashion. No chance. Imagine putting a bet on that we'd have won the league by 20 odd points last season. I don't know what sort of odds they got, but there's no way you could have seen this coming. It's spectacular, and my missus actually said to me,
all right, we've been joined, I think it's with Kenny. Evening, Kenny.
How you doing, Ox? Why, all right, mate?
How's it going, Mucker?
Oh, exuberant, actually, brilliant, mate, I'm just party, the party started. A big union jacket arrived last night to my house, it's wrapped in the couch, it's party, predicted last season, the implosion of Celtic. I think it was one to me last November, and it's so emotional. And what I did say to you the last time was that on actually we listened to my brother before New Year last year, 2 days before it. I didn't know what you going to the radio and last time I spoke to you, me and my brother found out 15 minutes after Rangers had beat Celtic, but Ibix 1-0 years there. She was an old care home, you know. And she said to me years ago, I'll never see Rangers win the leagues again. And I thought she was right, you know. And my mother was a season ticket holder in the club deck and for years and years, you know, up to about 10 years of ill health, you know. But anyway, you know, and that's part of the journey, you know. And to see this team, you know, I mean, it's, you go back to, you were talking the other week, 75, I was young, 75, won the league. I'd never seen this, but I was a young boy, 14. I skipped the three my mates, the football special, remember the old football specials?
I don't know what you're talking about, but carry on.
No football specials, right? You know, my mates.
I remember them well, they were brilliant.
I know. Carol's right, Carol the morning, don't ask yourself we go there, you don't want to know, right? Common Hill boys, Southside boys, you know. Go to the morning, right? You can see Free Seniors win the league, right? Never seen it. Through there, Edinburgh. In there, Edinburgh for 11:30 in the morning, 12 o'clock, something like that. Into a cafe and up to Easter Road. 30,000 Least Rangers fans that day there. I never seen these win the league. But see that day, we won the league. It was so emotional. But see this one, I've seen everything. I've seen it all. You know, if you saw through 76, 78, every title win, every Rangers, this one is the greatest one of all. And every Rangers fan is listening to this over the world should, if it doesn't, you know, it's the greatest title win of all time. Because you've kept through what they try to do is, you know, they never forget they've done it. They try to bury their club, they try to murder us. We came back. Gerrard, you look at listen to the other day, the Plymouth boys that put that one. Let's go. 3 year. Your title, 20 tail, 9 in a row. 5 years, we were out the league. It was never 9-0 for them anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, well said.
You know what I mean? They're a
Listen,
club,
first and foremost, mate, I hope when the time comes, it will not be too emotional for you and your brother, and obviously your mother will be in your thoughts. You know?
I'm emotional right now, thinking about it, you know. All the years, you know, and what they've done to our club, you know what I mean? And we're up against it. We're up against this country, a nationalist country. I heard one guy saying actually a few years ago. It's not just a victory for Rangers Football Club and our support. It's a victory for every Protestant unionist in this country against a backdrop of the SNP government.
You missed a word out there, corrupt. Right,
corrupt, I know.
Right, so listen, mate, thanks for that call. I know that must have been quite difficult to say, but 1975 was special. You're right, it was different. This one's the similar numbers, but because of the journeys, we've called it, we're in a better place coming out it than we were at the start. We've been joined by Blue Star. I think he remembers the 64 team. How are we doing, Blue Star?
Evening Ox, evening Bridge, evening Linda. I was wondering what channel I was on there for a minute when Alex was on. And he's talking about lips, feelings and relief. Goodness sake. Ox, you mentioned the journey there and talking about Europe. See, for me, I've said it now for the last few months, I genuinely believe we played better when we've been playing Thursday, Sunday. I don't know. I think maybe our players have got into their heads, seeming to think they're maybe playing against so-called better teams outside Scotland. It gives them that urge, it gives them that push. And I think our football's been far better. But the so-called journey, one of the boys there mentioned guys that passed away like Sandy Jardine. I was right next to Jardine on that match. I was like yourself, Ox, and some of the rest of us when we were winning 9 in a row. But they 9 in a row titles, let's be truthful here. Our club was built on success, but at the same time, during the 8 years, we had so much money. There was players getting paid all sorts. So in a lot of ways, you look at this, what's happened to us now, where we've came for the last 10 years. We've been right down the bottom. We've come right through. You've seen the way that wee character that's just chucked at the day how he get needled time and time again during press conferences, even during football matches. Look at our manager in the last 3 years. Even when he was taking pelters the last 2 years for not having won a trophy, the one thing he had right through, that's what I love, one of the things I really love about him. Sheer class and dignity, no matter what they were hitting him with. He just stood there, he had answers, he never lost the heat, he still hasn't ever lost the heat. And you're looking at him, you're going, this guy's just utter class. And in the last 3 years, look what we've done this season. I genuinely think we're going through into the last 16, but look at it this way. We know we've won the title, but no way's even better. See the very fact we're still in Europe. That's massive. It's absolutely massive when you look at the English teams that have been tapped out. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm. But the guys, Steven Gerrard's done a fantastic job. I don't think anybody will deny that. But unfortunately, till you get your hands on silverware, you don't get the recognition, mate. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Your name's Blue Star.
Hello.
When you go, Hugh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. Silverware. But it will come soon. Very soon.
Somebody's walking about when they go on mute. I don't know who it is. And I'll need to drop all the covers, yeah? On you go.
Yeah.
On you go, Hugh.
Just saying that the silverware is what you get judged on as a manager. And it will come very, very soon for Gerrard.
All right. So, whoever's opened the doors, hang up. We've been joined by Bob here. Evening, Bob here.
How you doing, Ox?
All right, mate. Your good self.
Oh, no bad indeed, sir. No bad indeed. I would say, I've tried going last time. I understand you're about technical problems.
No, not at all, mate.
You didn't know? No.
It's you that had the technical problems.
All right. Right, definitely. Then what's so far that wallet of yours?
Oh, you. Behave yourself.
We're going to get the Rangers training jumping out of that wallet of yours. Seriously, Bridge. Seriously, a bit of history last night. I heard you talking about Pena and Hernandez, etc. The other lad you were looking for was called Cardoso. Might have got his face all smashed up.
That's him, yeah. That's the boy, yes.
Bowman. Just before I say for a couple of minutes, I'll just be brief tonight. But I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night. I don't think this team's the best defensively, and I don't see Rangers no scoring tomorrow night, and I think we'll go through. So.
All right, mate. All right.
Well, can I jump back in? I'm going to drop off as well, mate. I think tomorrow night we may have 20 minutes, 25 minutes to go under the weather with this one, you know. Get through that.
Put it to bed, Kenny. Put it to bed.
Put it to bed, aye.
Aye. Listen, mate, great to hear from you, mate, Kenny boy. You look after yourself, yeah?
See all you guys, I love all you guys, man. Brilliant talking to you, man.
Right, we'll
you
see
take care, bud.
We'll see you at the party, mate, yeah? You'll know me, I'll be starting with Fox with the Springlers. We'll be out with Sparklers.
I've got things coming in just right now for different things, flags and all the rest of them. My daughter's like that. Passes are right every day, you don't want to know. And what we do is, well,
I think Linda got a life-size cutout of Stevie G today, but she's kept it quiet.
The passes are, see, Amazon, I'm keeping Amazon going right now myself, incidentally, me and my daughter, right? Party. It's just, I can't even.
Right, you know, right Kenny boy, speak to you soon, mate. You'll give
Linda, love it. I'll talk to you all, man. You know.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
What a nice guy. What a nice guy. It's unusual to get a nice guy on here. On you go, Bob Jan, and then we'll go to Gary. And by the way, I need to go to JFK, who sneaked in the boys' gate. JFK's with us.
Evening, guys. Evening, girls.
Evening, Jeff. Yeah. Hello.
Good evening, Jerry. Hi, Linda. My favourite panellist on, Linda. Hi, Linda.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Boston's Big Al, Jimmy.
Hey. Big Al doesn't look like me, mate. I'm an Adonis. or is that a donor? Well, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Nice to be on, guys. I mean, listen to everything you've been saying about, best title ever and why it means so much. I mean, I can go back to 1975 when Colin Steen scored that fantastic header. If at the end of that Easter Road that day, I was somewhere in that crowd. I keep still trying to pick myself out the archive footage. But the one that meant most to me was a 1987 game when Graham Souness got sent off for one each game. 9 years we went without winning. And,
Aberdeen.
Up Aberdeen and up popped big Terry Butcher. But a fantastic header. I got somebody's boot that day. I was on the park. I don't know if it was Graham Roberts or whatever. But as soon as I got the boot off him, somebody kicked me in the gub and I dropped the boot.
I'm sorry about that, Jimmy.
I know it was you. I seen your foot marks and that. I seen your tips and shoes. But no, this one probably means more than anything because of what they did to us Oxshire, they wanted to destroy us, and then Ali McCoy, I was watching him the other day again, and he used the immortal words, there's a lot of people laughing at us and having a good fly kick at us, but we will be back, and by God, we'll be back, and it's absolutely wonderful.
He's got it right. Gary?
Yeah, I love Ali's words. He was absolutely bang on the money, and you could... You know who he was talking about, and you could hear them rubbing their hands together and counting their titles, and the holy grail for them was 10. And I didn't care about your trebles and this. And at the end of the day, they've got no more trebles in the bank than what we have. The holy grail for them was 10, and we've stopped it. End of story. Bottom line. We will have a hell of a party to celebrate 55. What I was going to say before is my wife, she's English. She's not a Rangers fan or anything like that, and I was watching the video, very similar to the one that you put up for the Plymouth True Blues, and I was watching it on my telly and on YouTube, and I'm not gonna lie, just watching it made me emotional. I had a tear in my eye, and she went, "Do you think you'll cry when you win the title?" And without even breaking a heartbeat, mate, I said absolutely, and I probably cried about 5 or 6 times in my life. I don't think that I know in myself how I feel, because I already feel like it now, feeling how proud I feel and how emotional it's been, and what we've been through as fans as well. It's not just about me; it's about us as a group, a family.
It's different. It's going to be strange emotions. I don't think we can all judge yet. And we've been outpouring a emotion tinged with sadness for people, and then there'll be that spark of delirium, and I think it will be unique. I'll take JFK's point on board. 1987 at Pittodrie was special, 75 was special, 97 was special. The helicopter Sundays were special, but just with the circumstances, this is going to top the lot. We've been joined by Robert. How are we doing, Robert?
I'm good. Good evening, Ox, and good evening to all my caliber people on the show.
How you doing, Robert?
I'm good, man. Thanks, guys.
Robert.
Yes, I just want to say, either Linda, I just want to say one thing, guys and girls. 3 wins away for 55, and think of this. They said it would take us 10 years to compete in Europe. The Glasgow Rangers, the world's finest, Scotland's establishment, are only 90 minutes away for the last 16, a major European tournament. And that just makes me so chuffed tonight. It just makes me want to laugh. And they said, take the Rangers years, this and that. And the Rangers have done it in 2.5 years under that wonderful manager, Steven Gerrard. And I can't wait till tomorrow night. I'm buzzing because I love those European nights more than anything. And when people said at the start of the season, yes, it was all about Rangers stopping them getting their 8 3/4 in a row, whatever it was, and win the league. Of course, that was the most important thing. But I've always said it for day one. Any competition the Rangers take part in, it means a lot to us, and especially Europe. And I can't wait till tomorrow night, Ox. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night. And my team, if I can get it in quickly, McGregor, Balogun, Barisic, Goldson, Hollander, Davis, Tamara, Aribo. I'm going for Haji, Kent, and I'm going for Morelos. And the only reason I'm disagreeing with you and Linda about Scotty Arfield, and I don't mean to be critical, I thought manager got a couple of things wrong last Thursday. I didn't think Arfield was ready for that game last Thursday, and I didn't think Tamar Roof was ready for that game last Thursday because he just came back for injuries. And that's the only reason. If Arfield had been fit before his injury, he would definitely start tomorrow night. But I think he's a wee yard off the pace now, and that's why I'm going for wee Hadji tomorrow night. That's my team.
All right, there's logic behind that. Unfortunately, you're wrong, but there's logic.
I know. just like you're wrong about Big Lee Wallace. We'll not go there, will we?
No. You're entitled to.
That's cruelty, Robert. That's cruelty.
You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, Robert.
Yes, I know.
Wallace, the man.
We're losing your signal, Robert.
Yeah, you're breaking up there, Robert.
Sorry.
No, you're all right, mate. No, listen, mate.
One of the things Ali got right, sure, for us always, we don't do walking away. And that's how we'll party like never before as soon as Tav lifts that trophy.
Here, mate. Here. I mean, when you listen to that video that you posted yesterday, I forgot about that when McCoy said, look, take your slide kicks at the moment because we'll not be doing for long. JFK was right.
I was right, and he just echoed the way we were all feeling, what they did to you was absolutely scandalous, and they were rubbing their hands and they were thinking, we've got them, and they didn't expect us to come back, and I nearly said the nickname I gave him, but I watched Hearts in the day, right, and I've got another name for him, but obviously it's a family show. And even
Jimmy, before you say it, see the post you put on, that was brilliant, mate, on Facebook. It was brilliant.
Because the thing is I've been listening to various people and they're still, under the impression that that it's because that they imploded that we won the league. But I've not seen Rangers play the football they're playing this season, guys, for a long, long time. They couldn't have beat some of the teams that we have beat, or they couldn't beat any of the teams that we have beat, But Ali McCoy's words have come back, and they're fantastic words. And I think he's just talking for us all, because no matter what people think about Ali as his managerial tenure, for me, Rangers legend through and through, top scorer ever, nobody will ever beat him. And you could tell he was talking for the heart, the same as everybody does here on every night. And I mean, I think it was Kenny. It was. I mean, I've got Amazon and Hermes and that come to my door. My wife's wondering what's coming. She says, "Is that my Mother's Day present early?"
The doctors about that, Jimmy.
Eh?
Did you say you've got herpes?
Aye. Hey, come on, this is a family show now.
Jimmy, that's shocking coming on.
I know that. It is shocking. I say to my wife, I'm waiting for my big pole coming, you'll enjoy it. She doesn't know it's a flagpole.
Family show, Jimmy.
It's a flagpole. It's great. It was great. We're all in here and enjoying what's happening, and we all blooming deserve it. There's no club deserves it better than the Rangers are now, because they were all. It was glee. They were all. You see them in the TV. Get back to your Hearts, and they said today, that Celtic will be back, and it's only a glitch, and Rangers have only been let's get a leg of the trophy and all that. Bring it on.
Well said, GFK.
Just to let you know, back in the early 80s.
Can I come in here, GFK?
Just to let you know, back in the day with JFK, Stoke flying a flag when he flung out a Pope. The Pope was a pole. We'll be joined by Southside. Evening, Southside.
Evening, troops. Busy in here tonight, eh?
Hello, Southside. I'm glad to hear you. Somebody sensible at last.
Bridgeman, how you doing, pal?
How we doing, Southside?
Aye, good, mate.
Team McLaughlin, was it McLaughlin?
I've got McLaughlin, Simpson, Stewart, and I'll no Borges with it. We've a number one goalie, McGregor. The back four will be the back four it's going to play. The Balligans and Barisic, Hollander, Goldson. midfield's going to be Kamara, Davis, and Arfield, and up front it'll be Aribo, Alfie, and Kent. And that'll be the team I'm imagining most people will pick, because that'll probably be the team.
You're not going to be too far away, surely.
I'll pass you on to Robert Weatherall. Robert?
No, as I said, guys, I mean, 2 months ago, Scotty Arfield would probably be one of our first picks. And this is how wonderful it is as a Rangers fan. Even you're talking about player of the years like Tavernier, Goldson, Alan McGregor, and Sir Stephen Davis, of course. So, do you know what? The manager will probably come up with a surprise tomorrow night. He'll probably say play somebody we're not expecting, because let's be honest, see, on this show, we've spoken about it for weeks and weeks and months, and I don't think any of us have got his team selection right anytime, and that's the beauty of this Rangers team and the beauty of our manager. So I just think he'll play the Hadji tomorrow night. I just get a feeling we'll go for it, because I don't think they're a great team in defence. Although I think we need to be careful. I think we need to be cautious, because if they get the first goal, and you see what Dundee United done the first 20 minutes at Ibrox, straight at a couple of chances, if they get the first goal, it could be speaking up from time, but I don't think it will be. I think the Rangers will come out. It might take a bit of time, but I think we'll come out comfortably tomorrow. Maybe I'm going to go for 3-1 to the Rangers tomorrow.
All right. Rangers team should always be cautious, mate. You know that.
Yes.
Alex?
I actually agree with yourself and Southside tonight. I think for the first time this season, the big man might have a team right. So, but we'll just need to wait and see.
I've been right already this season, mate. Don't let him kid you on. I've had one right this season. I don't mind admitting it. I've had one right.
Oh, well, hey, you would win more than a lot, you said.
Oxford's never told us the one you got right.
Where's my only one? The archives. It's there.
Okay, we'll find out about that then.
He's got one right in 44 rank. Bridge is good, isn't
he? His record goes before him, does it?
Aye.
Even a broken clock's right twice a day.
Exactly, that's my point, mate.
But I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night. It's good to be out in the European stage again, and I think I think that they would need to score at least 3 to have a chance against us tomorrow night, and I can't see your defence having as off night as it did last week. I think we start cautious, just good game management, which Davis will give us, and I think we can pick them off a lot more cleverly than what we did last week. So I can see us winning 3-1.
So you can come in, and then we'll go to Gary for Corby.
I think my opinion for playing Arfield is because he can play that holding role and cover if Balogun is going to go forward. If we've got a wee bit of hold in the game, we're not going to go gung-ho, I don't think, at the start. I think we'll look to see if we can get in about them, we will, but I think Arfield gives you that wee bit of cover. He can come over on the right-hand side, he knows how to play the system. He can also make wee runs for deep, right into the box. So that might be on at times as well. So I think, just in my opinion, he'll start with Arfield for that reason. Don't think Joe Aribo playing in there, if that's what you've got him, Robert, playing sort of right-hand side in the midfield. He's good on the ball and all that going forward for there, Robert, but he went him further up the park. So I just think Arfield's experience, I think he took the gamble the last European game with him, and he done all right. Maybe a wee bit short of fitness, we all agree with that, but I think tomorrow he'll start him, Arfield, definitely. I think Hadji's unlucky because he is good for Europe, picks up fouls, he's done well for us in Europe, but I just think on this occasion Arfield gets it over Hadji for me.
All right, Gary, and then Bob J.
I think the managers know he's always looking at the next game, but he's also got a couple of games ahead himself in his head. I think he needs to get game time into Arfield's legs, getting into these next massive domestic games leading up to the Old Firm to win the league. So the only way you get that is by playing. If Arfield's fit, and he came through the last game all right, so I think Arfield will play in the midfield. They were really physical in that last game. So Arfield's more of a battler. He'll want to play Aribo after Aribo's performance at the weekend, so I think Aribo will start on the right, that'll bring his creativity in. But I think Davis and Kamara will be the sitting midfielders, and then you'll have Artfield in there roaming about and smashing people basically, and dominating that midfield area.
Bob, J?
Well, there's a couple of points before I go, Ox, and thanks for having me again, obviously. There's only one way this team can go tomorrow night, and that's us, the Canadian, and they've no choice for anything else. So I think the Gers can get in behind them with Joe Aribo and Ryan Kent, and Alfie, of course. And good that you're picking your team. My team, I'd put Arfield in tomorrow night as well. I would agree with Robert. I'd put Arfield in tomorrow night for his strength in there. And there's only one way this team can go, and I can't see the Gers no scoring tomorrow night. And what you said there earlier on, JFK, there's one hang through McCoy's tenure. He was right in what he said about my famous statement in the pub and all. I says to them all, the Rangers will be back bigger and stronger, and I'm glad to be proved right. I didn't get proved right a lot in my life, but I've been proved right about this. I lived through Steen's 9 in a row. I was 16-year-old till I was 25 and watched Steen win in the league. I've seen it again in different circumstances, of course, but I'll tell you one thing. Every single Rangers fan I'm talking to here, never let this happen again. Let us never go that length of time without a league championship success again at the hands of them, ever. They weren't good enough to do it to us this time. So, 55, here we come. And Rangers Radio, thanks for having me again, and I'll catch you all there. All right?
Cheers, Bob, J.
We'll see Bob, J.
What a man, the left-handed bass player. Right, here we go. Robert, look, it's a big game, as we said earlier on, for the club, for finance,
Definitely, and that's the thing about Rangers. Well, we look forward to being in. We've missed the European nights the last 10 years, and you know what? And I know I'm maybe looking a bit forward here, but I cannot wait to hear that Champions League tune, and then I'll know that's where we're totally back where we belong. And you know what? See, if we get in that Champions League next year, what an achievement it's going to be. And I don't doubt that Steven Gerrard, what he's done the last 3 seasons in Europe, I don't doubt that man can take us into the Champions League group stages. And that's when I'll know the Rangers are back right at the top where we belong, winning the league, winning 55, and getting in the qualifying for that Champions League. And I know I'm looking for maybe a wee bit forward, but that's just the way, as a Rangers fan, I've been brought up. You always compete and you always want to win, and you know yourself. We are simply the best.
Well said, Robert. Well said. Linda, will you believe the time? Would you believe the time?
Well, it can't be finishing already. It's been a great show. It's been such a great show, Ox.
I think all the shows are just going to get better and better, and I don't mean that because of the people. I mean just because of the atmosphere. JFK, you can sense an atmosphere building it.
Of course you can, mate. You know, as I said to you before here, you walk about the streets round about with Ashton and you can tell all the blue noses. You can tell all the puddle drinkers, you know.
They're clean.
Well, you see, I threw a guy a bar of soap yesterday and ran a mile, so... There you go. There was a £50 note in it, I know.
Bridgeman seems to have dropped it just at his chew. Okay, well, can I thank each and every one of you? Can I thank the callers tonight? Alec from Wishaw, Alex, Blue Star, Amanda, what a lassie, Kenny, very emotional, Port Bear, Bob J, Gary, from Corby, Hugh, always a pleasure, Hugh, my one and only JFK, Robert, Southside, the legend that is Southside, the lovely Linda, and my mate Bridgeman, Linda and Bridge, who started off the panel tonight, and of course Fox and Old School Blue doing the technicals. Thanks for them. Without them, there's no a show. Thanks for listening. Please stay safe. Best wishes to Big Stevie and his family. Hope the family stays safe. The big man starts feeling better. Thanks for listening. This has been Rangers Radio. There'll be no pre-match show tomorrow night because the game starts at 5:55. Well, with you at the normal time. Well, we could be late in the unlikely event. There's extra time. But thanks for listening. Please stay safe and we'll join you tomorrow night. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Now we beat the Boers in Africa, the Chinks of 2-2, the Spaniards at Trafalgar and the French at Waterloo. We chased King James and all his gang in the battle of the Boyne. That's why the Glasgow jails were torn. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Rangers romantic on. Now we've seen the Glasgow Celtic and Brazil and Argentine. We've seen the Leeds United and the sure a mighty team. We've seen the best in Russia from the Volga to